After years of supporting Kirk Frost through countless scandals, betrayals, and public shaming, Rasheeda has just shocked the internet with a revelation that has everyone talking. Witnesses claim to have seen her getting intimate with an unknown man, and Kirk's response was nothing short of explosive. Fans are left in disbelief, wondering if this is the final straw for their turbulent relationship. Insider sources close to the couple have disclosed that Kirk was blindsided by this news, and his reaction was far from calm. Reports indicate that intense arguments followed, accusations were thrown, and Kirk's fury reached new levels. Is this the universe's way of giving him a taste of his own medicine, or is there more to Rasheeda's secret encounter than we know? As rumors spread rapidly, fans were left with burning questions. Has Rasheeda finally moved on? Is Kirk about to lose it all? And, most intriguingly, who is this mysterious man turning their world upside down? What started as a seemingly normal day quickly spiraled into chaos. Rasheeda, the woman who had supported Kirk through countless scandals, was now at the center of a scandal of her own. At first, the rumors were subtle. Whispers, vague reports, blurry pictures, and cryptic posts on social media. But soon, undeniable, evidence emerged. Rasheeda was seen with another man. Not just any man, but someone who appeared unusually at ease with her. Someone who seemed to command her attention in a way Kirk hadn't in years. Fans eagerly analyzed every detail. The photos, their body language, the way Rasheeda smiled at this unknown man. It all painted a picture that Kirk was not ready for. The internet exploded. Some fans rushed to defend Rasheeda, while others wasted no time in questioning her choices. What happens next could alter the course of everything. The internet exploded. Some fans rallied behind Rasheeda, arguing that after all Kirk had put her through, she deserved to find her own happiness. Others were enraged, accusing her of betraying the man she had fought so hard to keep by her side. Then there were those who simply couldn't believe it, questioning whether this whole ordeal was even real. But what came next proved this was no mere rumor. Kirk himself reacted, and his response sent shockwaves across the entertainment world. Blindsided by the news, Kirk lost his composure. Sources close to him reported that he stormed out of a business meeting the moment he got the call, his face flushed with fury, fists clenched. His temper flared as he desperately reached out to Rasheeda, their mutual friends, anyone who could offer him an explanation. As for Rasheeda, she went completely silent. That silence only seemed to escalate Kirk's rage. He turned to social media, posting a series of cryptic and angry messages. One post read, "Royalty is dead." Another said, "Karma always comes full circle." But the post that truly ignited the internet was a sharp, biting line. Imagine giving someone your whole life just for them to switch up within minutes. Fans went into a frenzy, tagging Rasheeda and speculating whether Kirk's cryptic posts were aimed at her. But the drama was far from over. Kirk wasn't content with just vague social media messages. He wanted answers, and he was determined to get them. Now. Kirk tracked Rasheeda down. Sources revealed that he drove straight to one of her favorite spots, a high-end restaurant where she was rumored to be that night. When he arrived, what he saw only deepened his fears. Rasheeda wasn't alone. She was sitting across from the very same mystery man from the photos, deep in conversation. Without a moment's hesitation, Kirk stormed into the restaurant. His presence was undeniable, drawing the eyes of everyone in the room. People gasped, cameras flashed, and the atmosphere grew tense. Rasheeda glanced up, her face unreadable, but Kirk's face was a storm of rage. "What the hell is this, Rasheeda?" he shouted. The room went silent. The mystery man shifted nervously in his seat, clearly unprepared for the confrontation unfolding before him. Rasheeda, however, remained unnervingly calm. She slowly placed her fork down, her eyes locking with Kirk's as she spoke. "Kirk, you need to calm down," she said, her voice steady yet firm. "Calm down?" Kirk almost laughed in disbelief. "You're here with another man, and you want me to calm down?" The air was thick with tension. The mystery man, visibly uneasy, tried to diffuse the situation. "Look, man, I don't want any trouble," he said, trying to ease the mounting pressure. But Kirk wasn't having it. His gaze was sharp and unwavering, focused solely on Rasheeda. "This ain't got nothing to do with you," he snapped, his voice cold. "This is between me and my wife." It was at that moment that Rasheeda stood up. Slowly, deliberately, she pushed her chair back and took a deep breath before turning to face him. "Am I still your wife, Kirk?" she asked, her voice cutting through the heavy silence. "Because from what I remember, you lost the right to claim me a long time ago." The entire restaurant gasped in unison. Kirk stood frozen, his mind reeling as her words hit him with the force of a sledgehammer. This was not the reaction Kirk had expected. He had walked in ready for a confrontation, prepared to demand answers. But instead, he found Rasheeda standing before him, calm, collected, and completely unbothered. The mystery man rose to his feet as well, but Rasheeda gently placed a hand on his arm, signaling for him to stay out of it. This was her moment, her time to say everything that had been building up inside her for years. "You want to know what this is, Kirk?" she asked, her voice steady, yet carrying a quiet strength. "This is me choosing myself, something I should have done a long time ago." Kirk's jaw tightened, his breath quickening as he processed her words. Before he could respond, Rasheeda struck with the final blow. "You think I'm the bad guy now after everything you've put me through?" she said, her words sharp and cutting. The tables had turned. Kirk stood there, speechless, the full weight of her words sinking in as the room fell into a tense silence. Kirk was no longer the one demanding answers. Now he was the one struggling to find his words. The energy in the restaurant shifted drastically. The patrons watched in stunned silence, some recording the moment, others pretending to be oblivious but clearly riveted by every second. And then Rasheeda did the unthinkable. She reached for her purse, pulled out some cash, and placed it on the table in front of Kirk. "Dinner's on me," she said with a knowing smile, her words dripping with a mix of finality and empowerment. And just like that, she turned and walked out, hand in hand with the mystery man, leaving Kirk standing there, completely frozen. His mind raced, his world crumbling around him. The whispers from the other diners grew louder, the weight of the moment crushing him. His reputation, carefully built, meticulously maintained, was disintegrating before his eyes. Every mistake, every betrayal, every bit of humiliation he'd put Rasheeda through over the years was now laid bare for the entire world to see. He couldn't let it end like this. He couldn't just let her walk away. But as the cameras kept rolling, the weight of the situation sank in. The tension in the air was unbearable, and for the first time in his life, Kirk realized something. He had completely lost control. Later that night, alone in his car, Kirk dialed Rasheeda's number, again and again, each time hearing it go straight to voicemail. His frustration mounted, the silence on the other end of the line mocking him. With a roar of anger, he slammed his fist into the car door. "Is she really doing this to me?" he thought, his mind racing. "After everything we've been through?" In a final desperate move, Kirk called one of his closest insiders. "Tell me everything you know about the guy she's with," he demanded, his voice tight with urgency. The insider hesitated on the other end of the line. "You sure you want to know?" Kirk's patience snapped. "I wouldn't be calling if I didn't." He snapped back. There was a long sigh from the insider before the truth came out. "His name's Marcus. He's some business guy. Got money, influence, and from what I hear, he's been real good to Rasheeda." Kirk's grip on the phone tightened until his knuckles turned white. "Real good to her?" he repeated, his voice dangerously low. The insider paused before continuing. "She's different with him, Kirk." The words hit Kirk like a punch to the gut. "Different?" he whispered, his mind spinning. "Happier, less stressed, and from what I hear, she's telling people she's finally with someone who respects her." The words stung as they echoed in Kirk's mind. Rasheeda had finally moved on, and he was the last to know. For years, despite every scandal, mistake, and betrayal, he had always assumed that Rasheeda would be there. She had always been the glue holding their world together, the one to fight for their relationship even when everything seemed on the verge of collapse. But now, standing before her, something had changed. Rasheeda wasn't angry. She wasn't trying to guilt him, and she wasn't playing the victim. No, this time it was different. She was calm, poised, and yet somehow the most powerful she had ever been. She had let go. Kirk's voice softened, but the weight of her decision hit him like a punch. So that's it? You're really done? Rasheeda sighed, shaking her head as if she had been waiting for this moment for years. I don't know what else to say, Kirk. I've spent so much time hoping for things to change, waiting for you to change, but I've realized I can't keep waiting. Her words cut through him like a blade. He wasn't ready to accept this. You really think Marcus is going to give you something better than what we had? He shot back, frustration building. You really think he knows you like I do? Loves you like I do? For a moment, Rasheeda's face tightened. There was a flicker of something, disappointment, maybe even regret. But when she spoke again, it was clear that the fight was over. Kirk, I've made my choice, she said softly. And I'm not looking back. The finality of it left him standing there, helpless and defeated, as Rasheeda walked away from the life they once shared. It's not about Marcus, Kirk. It's about me. Rasheeda's words hung in the air, heavy and clear. For the first time, I'm doing something for myself. Instead of trying to fix you, fix us, I'm choosing me. She stood up and placed her glass down on the table, her movements deliberate and final. Kirk stepped closer, his voice growing colder with each word. So you're just going to erase everything we built? Everything we've been through? Rasheeda's eyes darkened, her resolve firm. She shook her head again. I don't expect you to understand, Kirk. That was when it hit him. Rasheeda had already made up her mind. No matter what he said, no matter how hard he fought, she was done. But Kirk wasn't the type to give up, not without a fight. He leaned in, his voice sharp and cutting. You really think the fans aren't going to have something to say about this? You think they'll just side with you after everything we've been through? After everything you've been through? A bitter laugh escaped Rasheeda. What is it you think is happening here, Kirk? Tell me, since you seem to know everything. Tell me. Kirk folded his arms, frustration boiling inside him. This is you trying to get back at me, finally getting your payback. That was the moment. She snapped. Her posture shifted, and her voice rose with raw emotion. You think I've wasted all these years for payback? She shot back, eyes burning. Do you know how much I fought for us? How much I sacrificed? Her words struck him like a blow. For a second, Kirk saw the weight of it all, the pain, the sacrifices, and realized he had never truly understood her. She wasn't just angry. She was done. Kirk's heart sank as Rasheeda's words hit him. Leaving town? He whispered, the weight of her decision pressing down on him. Rasheeda, please don't do this, he pleaded, his voice cracking with desperation. But she only offered a sad smile. Goodbye, Kirk, she said softly, her words final. She turned and walked away, leaving him standing alone. For the first time, Kirk realized he had lost the one person who had always stood by him. She had been his rock, his partner, but now she was gone. As her footsteps faded, Kirk felt his world shatter. He had always believed she would stay, no matter how many mistakes he made. She had always fought for their love. But now, it was her walking away. Had she truly moved on? The silence echoed in his mind, and the question lingered. Is this the end? Or can he fight to win her back? Stay tuned for the next chapter in this emotional roller coaster. Who do you think is in the wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like if you want more updates on this messy situation.